Welcome to this special edition of Africa Today, covering Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry's visit to Russia and his meeting with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. And on this issue, we will be joined by Dr. Sharif Amir, our political analyst. During the meeting, Shoukry delivered a message from President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi to his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin. The message stressed on the strong Egyptian-Russian relations and coordination between the two countries on all issues of mutual concern. And now we're joined over the phone by Dr. Sharif Amir, political analyst. Good afternoon, Dr. Sharif. Good afternoon, Dr. Sharif. Can you hear me, sir? Right, we lost our contact over the phone. We will be joined by Dr. Sharif Amir shortly, and now we're in the coverage of Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry's meeting with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. During the meeting, Shoukry delivered a message from President Sisi to his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. The message stressed on the strong Egyptian-Russian relations. We're back over the phone with Dr. Sharif Amir, our political analyst. Good afternoon, Dr. Sharif. Dr. Sharif, can you hear me, sir? Dr. Sharif, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry met with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. How do you see the significance of this meeting, sir?
Hello.
Good afternoon, Dr. Sharif.
Yes, good afternoon.
Sir, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry met on today with his Russian counterpart Sergei Lavrov in Moscow. How do you see the significance of this meeting in boosting bilateral relations between Egypt and Russia?
Well, the Egyptian-Russian relations are very strong, and we all know that President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi has excellent relations with his counterpart, Russian counterpart, President Vladimir Putin. The Russian state is always beside Egypt in all its positions on the international level, and even in the military level and the security arrangements. So I think that this visit comes in strengthening the relations between both countries, and it's very helpful because that shows that Egypt has relations with every country, not siding with any power against the other.
Right. Well, Dr. Sharif, do you agree that this meeting intends to build a comprehensive framework for expanding Russian, African, and Egyptian relations into broader horizons of joint cooperation across different fields?
Of course, we all know that when there was the Russian-African summit held in Moscow, President Sisi was representative of Africa, and I think that Egypt is always taking care and keen to present Egypt or Africa's problems to the world. Our Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry always brings these subjects up. I think that one of the most heated debates now between the two countries is about the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, and I think that many try to sabotage the Egyptian-Russian relations in the Security Council, but it didn't work, fortunately, because the Prime Minister of Russia, Mr. Sergei Lavrov, has a good vision of the situation, and the Russian diplomacy understands Egypt needs to defend its rights in the Nile River. So this visit is a strong message to any country, including Ethiopia, that we are in good terms with our friends, our dear friends in Russia, and nothing will destabilize this relation.
Right. Well, Sir, Shoukry and Lavrov held a joint press conference after the talks. where Shukri said that Egypt is keen on continuing cooperation in Dabha nuclear power station and in the field of tourism. How do you see the significance of this type of cooperation?
Well, we all know that Dabha project, nuclear project, is very important to both countries, to Egypt and to Russia. To Egypt because it's unique in Egypt's history now, and to Russia because it shows that the fact that Egypt chose Russia particularly, that's a good sign for Russian reputation, because Egypt could have chosen numerous offers, whether from the United States, whether from South Korea, or even in Asian countries. But we have chosen at the end Russia. So both countries have the interest to go on with this project. It will be the pioneer in the Middle East. And for tourism, we know that we went through difficult periods concerning the relations on the aviation. Now, fortunately, Russia has lifted the ban. Egypt explained its right in the sovereignty of guaranteeing the security by its own, and we have done it. And until now, things are going smooth, and Russian tourism will come back as it was before and better again.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, the foreign minister also said the talks covered means of ending the Palestinian-Israeli conflict based on a two-state solution. Also, Shukri stressed on the importance of preserving Libya's unity and sovereignty and forcing mercenaries and foreign troops out of the country. How do you see the significance of cooperation between the two countries on the political level?
Well, concerning the Israeli-Arab conflict, we all know that Russia has always a moderate position. It sees that the Palestinians deserve to have a country, just two-state solutions. And in addition to that, Egypt also is showing to the superpowers that it is the guarantor and the mediator of peace in the Middle East. The Israelis and the Palestinians can count on the Egyptian mediation at any time if they want to negotiate. So we are cooperating with the superpowers on this particular issue. Concerning Libya, we are in very strong coordination with our friends in Russia about the fact that the Turkish intervention and the mercenaries should leave immediately the land of Libya. The sovereignty of Libya should be respected. Neither Egypt nor Russia intervenes militarily there, so every country has to take the same example and refrain from intervening militarily by all means.
Right. Well, Dr. Sharif, for his part, Lavrov said he agreed with Shukri on holding a 2+2 meeting for foreign ministers and defense ministers of the two countries next year. How do you see the significance of this meeting?
Well, this meeting, as I said, is the cornerstone for further gathering and meetings between the heads of the two states, President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and President Vladimir Putin. I think it's very, very fruitful. We have to go on with this relation because, as I said, many countries try to sabotage the relationship between Egypt and Russia. We are keen to strengthen it on every level, especially the diplomatic and the military level. We have military maneuvers with the Russians, and we have arms exports from Russia also. Imports. So I think that we are dealing with the Russians in every term, and President Sisi has this kind of strategy of making this balance and underlying the word balance in relations between all the superpowers and Egypt, which is the cornerstone of peace, stability, and security in the Middle East.
Right. Dr. Sharif, during his visit, Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry will also hold talks with Russian Security Council Secretary Nikolai Patrushev. This comes as part of continuing consultations with the Russian side on the most important files of joint cooperation. How do you see the future of cooperation between the two countries?
Well, the future between of cooperation between the two countries is very bright. As I said, the historical relations between Egypt and Russia are very clear to everyone. It's obvious. We are working now in the development of the sector of the Suez Canal with the Russian investment. I think now that Russia is a capitalist country now, it's having its business everywhere. Why not invest in Egypt? They started already investing in Egypt. Egypt now is open to the investment to every country with the respect of Egypt's sovereignty and integrity. And I think the Russians understood that very well, and they are on the same terms. Let's not forget also that we are coordinating in fighting terrorism, because both countries were hit by the same enemy, terrorism. And I think that Russia understands very well Egypt's need to maintain its security and stability according to the law, and they never bring up the subject of human rights as a pretext to blackmail anything in the relationship with Egypt. So we are in very good understanding on the same level between Cairo and Moscow.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, sir, Shoukry also said that the talks covered the disputed Ethiopian dam and Russia's support to Egypt in the UN Security Council. Your take on that, sir?
Well, I think that Mr. Sameh Shoukry with this visit made an end to all speculations that there was damage done to the Egyptian-Russian relations. These are lies. These are not true. Of course, between friends, it happens some disagreements, and then there will be explanations. That's why diplomacy is made for, and that's why skillful ministers of foreign affairs like Mr. Sameh Shoukry and his counterpart, Russian counterpart, Sergei Lavrov, are working on. We will bar every route. We will fight anyone who tries to sabotage this issue. Now Russia understands that Egypt has to guarantee its right in the water. And we are not against the development of Ethiopian economy. We never said that. President Sisi was the first leader to offer the help for Ethiopia in its economy. So we are for the development, but we have to ensure that our rights are preserved. So I think that the Russians now understand each position. And if we take it from its political point, well, the Russians understand Egypt's weight is very important for Russia, with all the respect for Ethiopia, but we are the heavyweight, and they have interest to work with us.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Dr. Sharif Amir, Professor of International Relations. Many thanks for your insights, sir. And dear viewers, that brings us to the end of this special coverage and the special edition of Africa Today, covering Foreign Minister Sameh Shoukry's visit to Russia. We'll be updating you on the visit minute by minute. Many thanks for joining us.